Afternoon, Dr. Sahab.
Good afternoon, DJ Mamu, sir.
Are you doing?
I am busy as usual. I'm good.
Busy man is a very exciting man to be with. Eh?
Yeah, serious? All right,
It,
good,
it
good,
means
good,
it
good.
means things are happening. Things are happening. You see.
Yeah, definitely, definitely.
Right. So we're going on in 20 seconds.
Okay, great, sir.
And the time now in Trinidad and Tobago, it's 16 minutes after 2 p.m. Once again, a very good afternoon to the listeners, those of you on DJMamo Radio TT.com. Very happy to have you with us on this brilliant, sunshiny Thursday afternoon. The temperatures are rising. And this time we have seated in his throne, as we call it, King One, and that is Dr. Jason Batson, and he's going to deliver for the next 60 minutes. And how long about health? What is health? Why we need to check our health? Is our health important to us? If you think it's not important, no problem. As doctor would say, don't come see him. Go see somebody else. But if you're interested in having a good health and a long life, then you should pay a visit to Dr. Jason Batson and put a reality check on your life. Good afternoon, doctor.
Good afternoon, DJ Mamu. How are you, sir?
I'm doing great by Almighty God, His grace and His mercies. As
Amen.
our Muslim brothers and sisters, as you're aware,
Uh-huh.
observing the holy and blessed month of Ramadan.
Yes,
It's
yes.
a period of fasting started today.
Oh, yes, definitely.
It's going to be for 30 days
Yes.
and 30 nights,
Whoa. Yes.
including lunchtime.
Including lunchtime. I hear you. All right. So, I would like to extend greetings to the Muslim community and that fast, because I know it requires a lot of discipline. It requires, a number of things. So make sure and when you're off your fast, make sure and take very good care of yourself. Get your water in for that period of time, that type of thing, so that you want to be healthy after the fast. If you understand what I'm saying. Good. So, make sure if it is you are diabetic or hypertensive and you intend to carry out the fast, make sure that you have your necessary equipment, your necessary apparatus to ensure that your blood pressure is monitored throughout the day, your blood sugar is monitored throughout the day. That's very, very, very important, especially if you're a diabetic. Okay. Let me say, of course, a pleasant good afternoon to the listeners of DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. Yours truly, Dr. Jason Batson, is here, and we're discussing health from a natural and integrated perspective. I would really appreciate if our enthusiasm, or the enthusiasm rather, and the amount of questions that we got last week, that we get double that today. So, ask your questions, take notes of what I may be saying, the products and services available at Batson and Associates. Let me begin with very, very important, from next week, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then subsequent to that, week after, which is in April, which I believe is going to be the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, we're going to have a special clinic days at Batson and Associates in Shogunas. And the reason for that is that we have a lot of clients, they're trying to get to see Dr. Batson. Apart from the consultants, they want to come to us, but we're so booked up and that type of thing. So we have actually selected those days, 6 days, where we're going to do a lot of heavy work. So, we're going to be welcoming open clinic day, walk-ins, that type of thing. So, you're going to get some more information on that as we progress in the program, or with the program rather. Keep in mind, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited on Facebook. On Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. So you can join us, you can like us, you can share us. Last week we had a very interesting discussion where we discussed arthritis at length. And today, of course, we're going to touch on arthritis, but we're going to touch on a different type of arthritis. And that type of arthritis that we're referring to is osteoarthritis. Good. So we're going to discuss osteoarthritis, and keep in mind we have the lines open. We have our WhatsApp information. I'm going to pass you over to DJ Mamu in a bit for him to give you that. And of course, very important as regards to, we're going to be touching on thyroid health as well, because a lot of persons don't understand that most of the time persons who have calcium and bone deficiency issues or bone density issues usually have issues associated with their thyroid. So that is something that we're going to touch on a bit. We're going to highlight some of the products and services that we carry at Batson and Associates. Any one of our 4 locations, either Tobago head office, which is Montrose Main Road, Shogunas, the first floor of Money Talks building. Also St. James, Red Edge Mall, Western Main Road, St. James, and of course, Davie, which is the corner of Ramsey Trace, and the SS Erie Main Road in Davie. So we have handled everyone. We have South, we have Central, and we have the North. Very soon we'll be dealing with the East, but people in the East usually have to come either Central and the North for now. Okay, those telephone numbers that you can get us out if you need to call, make an appointment, if you want to take advantage of those days next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and the following week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, for availability of consultants and Dr. Batson in the Shogunas office. You can give us a call on 222-8261. That's 222-8261. For the Davie office, that number is 223-7515. Because what we'll be doing for the South office, we will be extending those open clinic days and that extended clinic time in Davie, but we'll be doing that the next month, which is going to be the beginning of May. So all that is information to look forward to. You could always call, get your information, and we will go from there. So let me allow DJ Mamu to give you the studio number if you would like to call, ask a question, if you want any products or information rather on the products and services that we have at Batson and Associates. Feel free to give us a call. So DJ Mamu.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jason Batson. And as he mentioned a while ago, detox. Doctor has been giving a definition and a little bit one too as to what is detox and why we should have a detox. If you want to know more, then obviously you need to see the doctor and find out about detox. Those of you who'd like to call in the program this afternoon, very simple. Local listeners, 868-337-2287. And for the international listeners, 1-868-337-2287. WhatsApp calls are free on this station on a Thursday, especially for this program.
Excellent, especially.
Yes.
Definitely.
Yes, we have information here from Dr. Jason Batson, that exciting news there for the listeners, but you need to listen. And this is for individuals that handles or work with toxic chemicals on a daily basis. Take note, it's due to the heavy toxins that builds up in your bodies. We would like to offer, meaning Dr. Jason Batson and Associates, their 7-channel cleanse to help you detoxify. Now, 7-channel means 7 channels, and he will give you more information about the channels for detoxifying. The Santulan is a unique blend of safe, all natural ingredients designed to gently clean and detoxify your digestive system or digestive tract, kidneys, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, the skin, and the lungs. Last couple months, I paid a visit to Dr. Jason's office. Well, he wasn't there. I went to the main office in Montrose, and I got my supply. He said to me, DJ, you're getting young. Come check yourself and make sure everything is good for you because we want you around for another 100 years. So I said, okay, I'm going to head down to Montrose. I did, and I was really amazed as to see the level of professionalism existing at that Montrose office. The girls were friendly, the secretary, and the guy who did the consultant, is it Bustamante?
Yes, Mr. Rene Bustamante.
Bustamante.
As the ladies call him Enrique.
Oh, okay, well, let's leave that. Let's leave from
Leave, yeah, we leave Enrique for the ladies. We call him Rene Bustamante, but the ladies call him Enrique.
Right? They would have a reason for calling him.
Precisely.
Right. So, and I did have my supply of Santula, and I'm feeling on top of the world.
Yes,
My
definitely.
BP, my BP is looking like a young boy.
Ah,
Right?
that's what we're talking about, man.
And the sugar levels have been really what it's supposed to be at my age, 16 years.
Very
So
good.
I'm encouraging you, young boys outside there, if you're a smoker, a non-smoker, and you have what you call secondhand smoke, but that's a serious threat to your life. Go check yourself, listeners, men, women, children, because the life that you have, you didn't pay for it. You're renting it until the rent is up. So why not keep your body, your health, and your life for longevity? It was meant to be 10. And according to your service received from Jason, for Jason Batson and Associates, that could extend itself to 100 years. In early days gone by, man used to live over 300 years. That's so, Jason.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Because of mankind lifestyle, that has
Yes.
been reduced.
Significantly reduced. Significantly. You made a very valid point, and I'll tell someone. I was given an example this morning. A 65-year-old male who is diabetic, hypertensive, high cholesterol, cardiovascular disease. So age, sex, male, age 65, diagnosis, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular, high cholesterol, medical prescription, metformin, 2 in the morning, 2 in the night. That's for the diabetes. Hypertension, enalpril, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. Nifedipine, 1 in the morning, 1 in the evening. For the hypertension, let's say you take some sort of diuretic. The most common one, let's say they're giving you Lasix. So you might have to take 1 Lasix a day. For the cholesterol, you might have to take Simlo, Simvastatin, Rovastatin, anything around that. Some sort of statin. You may have to use aspirin at 81 milligram. For the cardiovascular problems, you would most likely be given Coreg, Vastorel, Plavix. It depends. So at that age, with those 4 complaints, diabetes, hypertension, cardiovascular disease, high cholesterol, you would be on, so that's 2 metformin in the morning, 2 in the, that's 4. Enalpril is 2 again, that's 6. Nifedipine is 2, that's 8. Your Lasix is 1, that's 9. Your cholesterol tablet is an X1, that's 10. Your heart medication, Vastorel, most of the time is 1. Coreg, 1, so that's 12. And Plavix, 13. Diet. Let's say breakfast, you might have a piece of fried bake, sorry, maybe a piece of sada, maybe coconut bake, some sort of flour, something that individual most likely would have in the morning, right? I'll answer you just now, Miss Jennifer Valentine. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon to you. Let me just finish this explanation here. Yeah, so your breakfast would be, yeah, and you may have maybe bake with saltfish. You might do bygone choka, which is usually a good option. Lunch might be a little rice. You may do some sort of peas, so maybe let's say red bean. You might do chicken. Your chicken might be stewed or curry chicken. You may have some salad with that. You cut up some lettuce, whatever the case may be. And then dinner might be the same thing you have in the morning. Or you may have bread with something, whether it's egg or maybe sausage or whatever the case may be. And that's it. My question to you is, with what I have just described there, how healthy do you think that individual will be? How healthy would they continue to be with a regime like that? Okay, so let me answer you. Not very healthy. And what I have just described there is generally the majority of persons in the healthcare system. Generally, your symptomology might be different, the medication might be different, but generally, that's where you are. What is the point? The point is this: in order for you to be healthy or healthier, you have to do a few things. One of those things is to properly evaluate the nutrition that you take in or the lack thereof. So that example I just gave you there is a horrific, inadequate diet treatment protocol. Inadequate. It lacks a number of things. But you have to understand that most people, what I just described there, is what they do. Generally, you ask people, what do you have for breakfast? Some of them say, I don't have breakfast, which is a bad thing. And then lunch. And so there are some people who miss meals. So imagine you in that situation I just described there, and you're missing meals too. The point I'm making, everything in that whole ingredient profile is not going to give you the success that you're looking for. Why do I say that? Simply because you are dealing primarily with the cause, the symptomology, the effects are not necessarily the cause. That what I just described is severely inadequate from the perspective of diet ethics and nutrition. Why do I say so? Okay. The human body has about 100 and, off the top of my head, I could remember, somewhere anyway between 102, 106 minerals, right? We have micronutrients, we have macronutrients. Minerals would include manganese, magnesium, potassium, sodium, calcium, zinc, and the list goes on. Of what I just described to you in that diet, you are not getting those things. So it means eventually what's going to happen to you? You will get sicker. Because the example I just gave you there, that gentleman who is now 65 years would have begun having ailments at 55. So at 55, he was diagnosed with high blood pressure. At 57, he was diagnosed with diabetes. At 61, 62, he was diagnosed with cardiovascular disease. No, high cholesterol, my apologies. And at 63, he was diagnosed with cardiovascular disease in the sense that there is some issue, there's some arterial fibrillation, that type of thing. The point I'm making is that over the period of 8 to 10 years, you have gotten, or that particular individual has gotten what? Better or worse? Essentially worse. Because your medication regime is more, but your issues have doubled, they have tripled, they have quadrupled from 55 to 63. And well, we check in now. So you're on that whole regime now for about 2 years, which would bring it to 65. Where is the proper nutrition in that whole thing I have just described there? Where is it? Where's your magnesium? Where's your calcium? Where's your sodium? Where's your zinc? Where's your manganese? Where's your probiotics? How do we maintain in a situation like that? Because I'm telling you, with those complaints, your gastrointestinal system is not healthy. Your hydration is not as it should be. How much water are you drinking? You see, the thing is, why I'm saying this, I worked in Chaguanas yesterday. The week before that, I worked Tobago and Chaguanas. So I usually have I worked Tuesday in St. James. I've had a busy 2 weeks, busier than usual. So I would have seen a lot of clients. And every time I see people, I am amazed, I am shocked, somewhat disappointed that these people do not know how to take care of themselves. They do not know. They do not know. And the diet I've just described is a basically all right diet. Think of someone who uses a lot of dairy. In that same situation, they drink coffee. They do not exercise. Their meat intake is ridiculous. So they eat in everything. As they say, ham, lamb, and jam. That individual is going to get what? Better or worse? They're going to get worse. So sometimes I am perplexed, confused as to how persons do not understand why they get sicker and sicker and sicker. I just gave you the explanation.
So we have a call on the line.
Okay, good. Let's go.
Good afternoon, caller.
Hi, good day. Just speak a little louder for me. I'm not, coming across as. Uh-huh. Right. So you want to know what you can use to clean up that situation. Tell me something. How much water do you drink? Honestly. 2 glasses for the day? About that. Oh. All right. So from the beginning. So on the onset, let me tell you, that is a bad thing, right? You need to work on that, right? You need to work on that. Water is so you can listen off. I'm going to explain to you what you can use and what you can do to correct that situation. Okay? All right, my dear. Okay, good.
Okay, caller, thank you. You can listen on the radio to the response from the doctor.
Right. So we're talking about skin, right? The skin is known as your integumentary system. So if you're getting rashes and breakout on your skin consistently, it is an indication of a number of things. One of those things, it is an indication of problems with your liver and your kidney. Why do I say so? You have 7 channels of elimination, or 7 ways in which waste exits the human body. What are the 7 ways, or the 7 channels or organs? Kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. Again, kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So your skin is the largest organ of the body. It is the largest organ in general. It is, of course, an external organ primarily. Your largest internal organ is your liver. And next organ of elimination. So what your skin is trying to tell you there is that, listen to me. 1, you're dehydrated. You cannot drink 2 glasses of water for the day. That is utter and total madness. And I'm not buffing you, my dear. I'm just explaining something to you. Because for some reason, people don't get why it is important to drink water. And I just don't understand it. You see, it's not a matter of what you like. It's a matter of what you have to do. I know that people who don't like to eat. There's some people who they say if left up to them, they wouldn't eat food. But why do you need to eat? Because it is essential for what? Sustenance. Right? So the thing is, if you're not drinking water and your body is 70% water, your hair, your eyes, your muscles, your skin, your arteries, your bones, you're going to be in a lot of problem. So what your body is telling you is, listen to me. We are toxic inside of here and we need some help. So the first thing I would suggest to you, my dear, is if it is within your power, you should get some alkagen water. What is alkagen water? Alkagen water is a premium alkaline water that we carry at Batson and Associates. Right? Why would that help you? 1, the water has something in it known as ORP, oxidative reduction potential. What does that mean? Oxidative reduction potential means that water is an antioxidant water. So it's going to start to hydrate and start to gradually cleanse those organs that we just spoke about, liver, kidney, skin. So your skin is going to start to improve. The thing is, we cannot give you the 7-channel detox that we carry at Batson and Associates, Santulan, as yet. Why? You're going to get sick. Those rashes going to become more. You know why? You have toxins in those 7 channels that I just described there. So don't think it's only a colon, no. You have kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs. So the first thing you need to do to properly get, because the thing is, you want to get better and you don't want to get more sick. We established that. So it means now that you need to drink more water. So I suggest you weigh yourself, and how much ever you weigh, you divide that by 2 and you start drinking that amount of water. You are in work, you become busy, get a bottle, whether it's a 2-liter bottle, a 3-liter bottle, and put that on your desk. And designate times for you to drink that water. Because I'm telling you, if you do not do that, you're going to be in some problems. You see, the thing with natural and integrated medicine, unlike Western medicine, is that there is no shortcut in it. There's no shortcut. You have to do it, and you have to do it properly. Because if you don't do that, the next problem you're going to have, you're going to go to a dermatologist, and the dermatologist is going to give you some sort of fancy steroids, which doesn't really fix the problem. It simply covers up. It's like a plaster for a sore. So in covering up that problem or masking the problem, later on, what's going to happen to you? You're going to be in a lot of problems. Because all ladies like nice skin. Everybody like the skin to be nice. I don't know anybody want your skin to be marked up and blotchy and have rashes. But it's an indication. Your body is telling you. Your body is speaking to you and saying to you, hey, these organs, kidney, colon, bloodstream, liver, lymphatic system, skin, and your lungs are overloaded. And as a result of that, you are now getting things on your skin. Let me tell you something. Rashes, bad breath, bad perspiration, extremely, what's the word I want to use? Offensive stool and urine are all indications that you need what? A proper detox. DJ Mamu was saying a while ago about the program that we carry at Batson Associates, that engine in sorry, we have a call, sir?
No.
Okay, good. Yeah, about that engine promotion that we're doing, right? And the reason why I decided to do that, and we have gotten it off the ground, but there are a lot more things we're going to have to do. So I'm just finishing one project, and when we finish that project, we're going to jump in that project in a much bigger way. It's simply because I have had 2 currently, without giving out too much information, the prostate cancer patients that I am treating currently, of 65 to 75% of that group, you know what their job is or was? They were farmers, they were auto mechanics, they were painters, they were welders, they were body mechanics, auto body work, they were joiners or are joiners. What do all these people have in common? They interact with serious chemicals on a daily basis. I'll give you a simple example. Everyone know who CPEP is and what CPEP does, right? We know what that is, right? So CPEP is responsible for doing what? Maintaining and trying to keep our country as clean as possible, right? So they will cut grass, they will clear drains, they will sweep, and whatever the case may be. Now, the second thing that these people do is do what? They clear drains, right? Okay. Most drains don't really smell too good, right? Now, the thing is, if you clean a drain and that what comes out of the drain eventually becomes dry and it could blow in the wind, right? It becomes dust. So it would be mud and then it dries and it becomes dust and it blows in the air and that type of thing. Are you aware of how many different pathogens are inside of that? You know how many things a canal or a ravine or a drain have inside it? Just think about it. So in cleaning that, you don't think those things are going to come up in your nostrils? They're going to come up in your eyes. They could actually get in your skin because it's dust, right? A lot of people do not know how nasty dust and those type of things are. They have pathogens. They carry millions, billions of pathogens. And it just take one to get inside of your system and cause problems. Because those pathogens are most likely parasites. I remember dealing with someone some years ago, and I really felt for her because when she came to me, she was coughing up blood. And I told her, I said, how long you coughing up blood? And in question, and she said it recently started, could have about 2 weeks. She had a really bad cough for like 6 months. And then subsequent to the 6 months, anyway, about 5 months, 5 months and a half, she started coughing up blood and bringing up blood and that type of thing. I told her, I said, I think you should go and do a chest x-ray, CT of the chest, if she could have gotten it. And she did get through with the public health system. And she got it. You know what that showed? She was diagnosed with lung cancer. She's not a smoker. She didn't used to drink, but she worked CPAP for some years. And she said in the gang, she would normally clean out her drains, they would sweep and that kind of thing. What's the point I'm making? The point I'm making is that people who interact with these things on a regular basis, you are going to get sick. You have to take care of yourself. You have to do it. You can't be a painter and you spraying. You ever smell paint? You ever smell auto paint? If you work in a shipyard, you work down in the west there, you know the kind of chemicals it takes to clean and maintain boats and yachts and ships. When you work in a shipyard, you deal with serious chemicals, So you are inhaling this on a daily basis, regardless of the PEP that you're using, your protective nozzles and whatnot. But you still need to detox. There is no detox anything there. So if you're doing that for years, we have 365 days in the year. Normally some people work 5 days a week. So we're talking about for 200 and something plus days, you are smelling, you are touching, you are inhaling, you are in contact with dangerous chemicals. So don't be surprised 2 years down the road, 5 years down the road, that you are diagnosed with lung cancer. I always admire the old saying, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. I believe in that. So I'm saying to you, an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure. And let me add something to men. You know how we are. Y'all don't listen. I don't, for some reason, I don't know. The thing is, people don't take care of themselves and they expect that they wouldn't die. I don't know if some men believe they're Superman. I don't know. Because the thing is, you're doing those things and you're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of yourself. You will end up sick. You will end up sick.
So we have a question coming from
Yes.
an international listener from Mrs. Barrage. And it says here, a doctor prescribed Ozempic for her. She listens to your program and she's sort of skeptical as to why should she be taking this, and she would like to get your views on it. Ozempic, Ozempic.
OZEM.
PIC. I hope it's spelled correct.
Yeah, it's gonna come up.
You know, these Americans, how they spell words.
Yes, I know. Okay, so Ozempic apparently is a weight loss product. They said what it does, it induces satiety. So what it does, that's going to suppress your appetite, right? It also helps the pancreas in the production of insulin, and it helps to manage type 2 diabetes. So I don't know if she is someone who needs to lose weight or if she is diabetic. Any of those reasons would be why it was recommended.
It says here, Dr. Susan, it says here, it's a diabetic drug.
Yeah, it's one of the things that is used for diabetes. Well, what I would say to you is, how is your diabetes management as regards She said yes. So Halle Berry told me, she says, yes, the doctors in the UK gives that to lose weight. Okay, cool. So apparently this is something in the United Kingdom that is recommended by doctors to lose weight. The thing is, what I could do some more research on it based on what it's saying there. I mean, anything that may have to curb your appetite. I don't know what the doctor is looking at as regards to you. So I don't know if your weight may require some work. Did she say she's a diabetic, Mamu? Just remind me.
Yes, she's diabetic and she's overweight.
Right. So that is why the doctor would have recommended it for you. What I could say to you is, have you tried any particular dietary protocol in the past 6 months, year, or maybe 2 years in attempting to reduce your weight and to properly manage your diabetes?
She says her family issues has delayed that type of activity for her.
Okay, right, good. And that's understandable. We live in a world, we have family, we have whatever the case may be. So we always have things to deal with. So what I would advise, I mean, it was given to you by a doctor. You should go with your doctor's recommendation. What I also suggest you do is try. I know it's a little difficult based on what you're saying with family issue, but at least try to increase your water intake. Try and increase your water intake. Reduce cold or remove completely cold water from your diet. Remove it. We don't want it there. Because as a diabetic and as someone who's looking to lose weight, you have to ensure that your gastrointestinal system works better. Anyone who's a diabetic, if you work on your gastrointestinal system, I'm not asking you, I'm telling you, you are going to get better blood sugar readings. Must. So start with that. If based on where you are, you can order products from Batson Associates. There's a product that we carry called blood sugar control. And there's also a tea that we carry called blood sugar tea. I'm a big advocate of things that we could fit into our lifestyle that can assist us with being healthy. So it's a simple thing as a cup of tea, which is primarily green tea based and would have an ingredient profile that would help in regulating blood sugar levels, is something that is welcomed. So I believe that you should try your best despite your family challenges and at least implement the water. If you can, message us online and we could send the blood sugar control as well as our digestive restore. At least you could start those with the tea. And in conjunction with what the doctor is giving you, I believe that you're going to get better results. So, God's willing, we'll actually be able to bring you to a point where the doctor is now going to have to look at his or her recommendation and review it, because you are now losing weight, your blood sugar level is better, you're sleeping better, your digestive system is better, and as a result of that, you are seeing better blood sugar readings and weight loss. So I hope I would have answered your question there. Feel free, as regards to our international numbers, where you can actually call and have a consultation done. That international number is 1-868-373-2388. Again, that's 1-868-373-2388. Okay.
Says, thank you very much, doctor. She says, we'll give you a call on the WhatsApp.
Yes.
Next week, because she's in New York right now.
Oh, okay. She's traveling. Okay, good. No problem. No problem. And the thing is, if we welcome that, and we'll be able to try and give you some help. Miss Jennifer Valentine, let me say a good pleasant good afternoon to you. This is one of our clients in Texas. And she asked a question, if she should use the cerebral twice a day. No, you can use the cerebral once, because you would have omega-3s that you're already taking. So the cerebral, together with the other protocol or the other supplements, vitamins that you're using, should be sufficient. So one cerebral a day would be sufficient for you. Let me say a pleasant good afternoon again to our listeners on Facebook. Miss Halle Berry, pleasant good evening, good afternoon to you. Miss Becca, Cindy Hoyt. She says, hi, Dr. Batson and team. Happy and healthy Thursday to everybody. Same to you, my dear. Mr. Sundar Harilal. He says, what can a 17-year-old use for relapsing polychondritis? Polychondritis is what again, boy? Yes, now. I know that has.
Someone says here, a lady, in fact, that her grandmother, she's in her 90s.
Oh, nice, man.
Yeah. And recently she suddenly fell down.
Oh, Lord.
You know, I really see for these people. When
when you're that age and you fall, that's not good age. That's not good age to fall, you know. My gosh.
That's full comprehensive insurance there.
Yeah, boy.
That fall could do a lot of damage.
Yeah, you could end up having to do a hip replacement surgery because of that.
So, what advice can you give to these elders when they become a little younger in age?
Mm-hmm.
You can't tell them anything because they're already established, you know, doctor.
And that's the thing. The thing is, people who set in their ways. Let me just answer this question quickly. So relapsing polychondritis, which is known as RP, is a rare disease that may cause inflammation of the cartilage throughout the body, especially in the ears, nose, joints, eyes, and throat. Flares of this disease come and go. The severity of the flares, as well as how often they occur, will vary from person to person. Okay, well, this is high levels of inflammatory response. So that, and if a 17-year-old child has that, Mr. Sundar, we need to examine what is going on with that child. Your dietary factor needs to be taken into consideration. What is that child eating? 1, how much water is he or she drinking? 2, what is the medication that is recommended? What is the medical protocol that child is on? And once we are able to answer those questions, then I'll be able to render help. I can help in that situation. You see, inflammatory response and inflammation is the root cause of all issues. Mr. Harilal says it's an autoimmune condition. Yes, it is. However, Mr. Harilal, what a lot of persons do not understand is that how and where do autoimmune conditions come from? Sir, I guarantee you, without the shadow of a doubt, I'm sure about this, 110% sure, that young man or young lady has a compromised gastrointestinal system, severely compromised. They need to look at the diet. That diet should not have milk in it. It should not have soft drink. I don't know why people drink soft drink. Up to this day, I'm perplexed as to why people put that in their body. I mean, if you do it once in a while, all well and good, but some people just drink that every day. That's madness. Madness. Okay? So, Mr. Harilal, that is what you're going to have to do. They're going to have to evaluate properly that diet of that child. Once that evaluation is made, if you need any help with that, I don't know where you're located, feel free to contact my office and I will render assistance. But I'm telling you from now, that diet needs to change. It is horrible. Horrible. And I say that respectfully. Yeah. I think people, I think a lot of people don't understand diet ethics, and it's not me. You see, the thing is, I'm a very practical person. In all aspects, I'm very practical. And I always tell persons that there has to be a reason why you are sick. Oh, we recently visited Davey. Okay, good. And he was recommended some things to use, Mr. Harilal. You could answer me that. And if you could tell me what was recommended, that'll be good. And tell me how is it going so far. Okay, sir? So you're listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, supporting your health naturally. In fact, for Davey's office, our South clinic reach out or outreach program, and outreach in the sense that we will be able to facilitate more persons. We would have our pensioner special, we would have our 4-in-1 package, those type of things for the Davey office, God's willing. So, Mr. Sundar, this is something you could pay attention to. So maybe you could actually give me a visit. I could do your review with you and the gentleman is going to be, God's willing, May the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd. Right? So that's the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May is when myself and some of my other consultants would be doing those 3 major days for the Debe office. Okay, so you could take advantage of that. Mr. Sundar answers and he says, yes, or it's a she. Okay, she started liquid chlorophyll, inflammation, and the colloidal silver plus the lungs tea. Okay, how recent was this? And could you say if there is any improvement or any sort of anything that you're seeing right now? You could share that with me. All right, but definitely those are going to help because the chlorophyll is actually going to help nutrient dense greens, is going to help to bring some additional oxygen in the cells, is going to help with the gastrointestinal system. Inflammation formula is definitely going to help with the inflammatory response. Silver is definitely going to help with the immune system and the lungs tea. Okay, so Mr. Harry Lal says 2 weeks ago. Okay, and are you seeing any kind of change there? What sort of feedback? Okay, and he says, and yes, she said she's breathing better. Very good. Very good. So keep up with it, sir. Keep up with it, and she's gonna get some results. As I said, with younger persons, you just need to try and help them to understand the importance of proper nourishment and diet. Try and have more fruits in the diet, a little greens, more greens. This generation is a generation that has grown up on processed food. I'm not saying in particular where that is concerned, but it could be better. It could be better, and there's always room for improvement. We can always better our best. Okay. He says we have a visit on the 15th of April. Okay, good. All right. The 15th of April's visit is that will be most likely one of the other consultants. But as I said, I'm willing to render some additional assistance. So those days that I mentioned there, if you want to change it to one of those days where you could at least have a little discussion with me, then I of course would be able to render additional assistance in what we discuss in there. Okay, sir. Thank you very much for your participation with us. Good. So our telephone numbers again for our Shagona's office. Keep in mind those clinic days that we'll be having. Yours truly, Dr. Batson, would be in the office together with some of our other consultants. So for the Shagona's office, those days are the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th, which is next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And then the following week, which is going to be April the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th. Okay, and those are walk-in clinic days. What I advise you to do, if you know anyone who has intention of seeing us, they were trying to see us all the time, just please walk with the necessary blood work that you may have, even though you may be doing our live blood analysis, which we may have to do on you, or we may have to start our treatment protocol, and then when you come back, we would decide exactly if we need to do that test. But it's very important for us to at least have the blood analysis and the scan done so that we get a better in-depth view of your biological terrain, the amount of inflammation in the body, that type of thing. Okay, Mr. Sundar Harilal, you're very welcome, sir. Yeah. So it's now 3 minutes past 3. So you guys know we go until 15. So again, if you have any questions that you want to call, any WhatsApp you want to send for us, please take full advantage of that. And we will try our best to render as much assistance to you. Miss Rose Petal, Angel Nicholas says, good day. Good day to you, ma'am. Of course, our listeners on Instagram, let me see a pleasant good afternoon to Miss Elizabeth Christopher, 76, Hollis Wilson, Jackie Sammy, Sexy Darky, Devon, Tishrub, Richie, Pez, and so many others on our Instagram. Keep in mind, we are live on our social media platforms. We are Batson and Associates Limited. On Facebook, on Instagram, we are Batson and Associates TT. And on YouTube, we are Batson and Associates Trinidad. Okay, Mrs. Sorry, go.
Listener says here, Mr. DJ, could you ask the doctor to remind us of the times of the day in which we can call the office? Find out for me if there is any special time or or day to call the office?
The thing is, once you call the offices between the hours of 9 to 5, you should and would get a response. The 2228261 number for Shogunas, which is head office, that phone is like the main phone we have. So usually that phone is very busy. So apart from the 2228261, you can also take 314. That's 3149975. Again, that's 3149975. And you could always send a WhatsApp and they can call you back. Because I know that 2228261 number is usually very, very busy because that's the main line. And we have had that phone for years. I have that number like about 13, about 10 to 12 years, somewhere around there. Okay.
Doctor, do you have like some businesses today, they have what you call a hotline? I know a gentleman right now who runs a food business in the Columbia area, and he has about 8 branches.
Nice, man.
And he has what you call a hotline.
Yes, well, actually, in all honesty, that is one of the things.
Yeah, when you call that number, the person answers and they would transfer you to whichever branch you want to
go to. Exactly. Well, if I tell you, just up to last week, I had some persons where we were going through the options that they have for that system, and that's one of the things that we're going to be implementing shortly. So that's definitely on the cards.
I mean,
could I afford the consultancy of the great DJ Mamu?
Would you 1 year free consultancy?
Oh, okay, good. And what you'll take? Free doctor visits.
I just want to live as long.
Well, that's what I'm not going to say. So what we might do, that 16 years that you are now, we might be able to cut it down a little bit too.
16 to the power of 2 or 3.
Right, to the power of 3.
Yeah, that's a good number.
Yeah. Mr. Harry Lal says, could you repeat the days you would be in Dede? Yes, Mr. Harry Lal. That is going to be, God's willing, I'm going to tell you, it is going to be May, God's willing, the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May. So I'm going to give Dede that Monday, the Tuesday, and the Wednesday. I am also going to be in Dede on the, God's willing, the 1st of April, which is not Saturday coming, but not this Saturday, but next week Saturday, God's willing. But as I said, those days, which is the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th, that's going to be our marathon days where we would actually be taking a lot of individuals and that type of thing on that day. And one of the things I'm trying my best to do is put back, because of how my schedule is, that I'm actually able to now give Dede office the required days that they have. If I give Dede 3 days for the month, 3 days are sufficient, because I'm going to begin working very early and we go throughout the day. And I only do review. My consultants would do the bloods and everything like that. So I just get a report in front of me, which I review. I sit down, I speak to you, I explain, let you know how we're doing, what we're doing, and we go from there. Okay, Mr. Harry Lal, so you could note those days. As I said, the 3rd, the 4th, and the 5th of May. And I'm also there next Saturday, which is the 1st of April. I'm going to be also there somewhere in between that, but those days I'm very sure about for now. Okay?
Yes. We have a message from Trini Carroll.
Yes.
She says that you mentioned
about
food is essential for the body.
Right.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
Right.
That if you're diabetic or you're trying to lose weight, you have to control the input, so the output will be very, very good and important to you.
Definitely.
How do you rationalize, as our Muslim brothers and sisters are observing the fast in this month, with no food for the entire day?
And as far as I know, finish what you're saying, DJ Mamu. I want to ask a question.
She says they begin the fast around 5 o'clock and they break the fast at around 20 minutes after 6. No food, no water, nothing for the entire day. This is going to be for 30 days. What is your take on that?
Okay, good question. Let me just quickly answer Honeybee, and this is something I need to have my marketing team look at, because I'm getting a few people telling me this today. So we're definitely going to work on it. Honeybase says, good afternoon, Doc. Good afternoon, Shakil, staff and viewers. I find I'm not getting no notifications or no. Somebody trying to block me from being here. LOL. So apparently we need to get in contact with our social media and find out, because I don't know what is going on. A lot of our individuals who are accustomed listening to us, they say that they not get any notifications on time. So noted, duly noted, and I'm going to ensure that we make the necessary correction for that. As regards to the question, this is me respectfully answering this question. I respect all ethnicities. I respect all religious groups. What I can say from a physiological perspective, and the perspective of anatomy and physiology, as I just mentioned, you have to understand that a fast like that is very difficult for the body. Now, I always respect persons, as I said, their religious views and what someone may be doing for their perspective of spirituality, and I respect that fully. I personally find, as regards to that particular fast, as I said, it's a very, very hard fast. And the reason why the fast is hard, or a very difficult fast, health-wise, is because you do not drink water, as far as I'm aware. Am I correct, Mamu? Or there are some... Huh?
No water at all.
No water at all. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a very, 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 very difficult thing for your body to undergo. So respectfully, from your aspect of spirituality and how you want to work that out, I fully respect that and endorse that, because your spirituality is your spirituality, and that's something that nobody could ever take away from you, right? However, from a physiological perspective, you can end up in serious, serious problems, especially if you are hypertensive and if you're a diabetic. And even if you're very healthy and you're all well and good, as far as you're aware, because of the spacing of that fast and how fast is usually broken in the night, and then sometimes the amount of food that is eaten when fast is broken, that can also cause some serious gastrointestinal problems and that type of thing. I do not know how Muslims view changes to their fast, because I know you could correct me if I'm wrong, DJ Mamu. You would be quite apt at what we're discussing here. Is that in some instances they would allow themselves, because of age and maybe various health challenges, they may do the fast, but they do the fast with water, or they may keep their fast a bit shorter. Am I correct?
Well, I'm not too.
You're not too certain.
What should I say? Up to date with that.
With that, yeah.
I know if you're ill or you're diabetic and you can't make the fast, there's a what you call a payment to be made.
Okay.
Right.
Right.
In other words, you're paying for not being able to do the fast or perform the fast.
Right.
The contrary, at the same time, Doctor.
Yes.
The Christians are fasting, but they're eating fish. So I am confused there as to
what is really the fast. Yeah, because I remember with that word fast, I remember I did a program. Where did I do that, boy? That was on our next radio station. And it could have become controversial. I put an end to it early, where a lot of persons were arguing and saying, what is a fast and what is not a fast. A fast simply means that you stay away from certain things that you may have been involved in before. So people fast from different things. They fast from flesh. They fast from pleasure, whatever the case may be. They fast from animal produce, that particular type of thing. So I think with that, DJ Mamu, is as regards to how you approach your fast. So as I said, as it relates to religion and person's spirituality, I tend to be very careful in what I say. But
nobody's going to penalize us because this is Trinidad.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is this.
Yeah.
I'm just, as the person sent the message,
Yeah.
I was looking to add a little more value to it.
Definitely.
That the Christians are observing fast
right.
for this period.
Yeah, for the month for Lent. Yeah.
And so
yeah.
Now they are fasting also.
Right.
But they're keeping away from salt.
They're keeping away from salt? Serious?
Yeah, they eat the normal food, the rice and the the dal and whatever, but
Yeah.
no meat.
No meat.
And they try to lessen on the salt, if any at all. So
And the reason for leaving out salt is why, if you don't mind me asking. Do you know why?
I'm not Johnny.
Well, you don't know. Okay. Yeah, and that's what I said. You know, when you look at fasting, because even from our health, like intermittent fasting actually helps the body to do better. I do intermittent fasting. I'm a big advocate of intermittent fasting. You know, so as I said, it all comes down to what are you really fasting for? Is it a spiritual reason? Is it a medical reason? What is the reason you're fasting? And how could you make your fast beneficial for you? Because apart from spirituality, you have to take into consideration that any fast you do is going to also affect the body in the physical aspect. And that is something that you need to be very careful with, especially if you're a diabetic. Diabetics could have serious problems with fasting. So you just need to be very careful. So again, to my Muslim brothers and sisters out there, pay attention to yourself. As I said, if you know you may have problems with diabetes, you may have problems with hypertension, and it's slight, and you want to keep your fast, please ensure that you check your numbers. Because if that blood pressure goes exceptionally high or it goes exceptionally low, and the blood sugar does the same thing, you can end up in serious problems. And we don't want that. We want God's willing that you do your fast and your family, you're still around to take care of your family, to spend time with your family and that kind of thing. All right, we don't want any bad news after that time. Right? So know yourself, pay attention to yourself, know how you're feeling, and move with that. What I would suggest though, and again, not attempting to be controversial, uh, is when you break fast, try not to eat too much food in the night. I know, because I have seen instances where fasts have been broken for this particular month, this particular time, and in the night, that amount of food that's dangerous. There's too much food that hour the night, too much food, and you have a lot of complex carbohydrates. You have a lot of meat. There's a lot of meat generally in the Muslim diet. And that's one of the reasons that you find a lot of Muslim men especially have serious problems with gout and gouty arthritis, which is high levels of uric acid, which is usually as a result of high intake of red meat. So, you need to be careful, because at the end of the day, in the final analysis, all of us want to be healthy. And of course, you want to maintain that close relationship that you have, where your spiritual relationship that you have, you want to maintain that as well. So, you have to evaluate, you have to look at certain things and ensure that you make the best decision for yourself. Okay?
Like Dr. Person from Bangalore says, Hindus fast from salt and meat, but not gossip.
Oh Lord. Okay, well, I hear you. So
this one I can't say Jesus Christ. I have to say Jesus Christ.
You understand? So it's now 18 minutes past 3. So I believe our time is up. Let me see.
Time with me is not a problem.
No problem. Let me say, Halle Berry, she said a family member is in the hospital. Her white and red blood cells are low. Can the hospital draw the blood and send it to you to see exactly what's happening to her? Well, the thing is, the hospital would have done some sort of blood test. People who usually have very low white and red blood cells would be persons who would fall in the category of some aspect of being anemic, some blood disorder. And I've dealt with persons like that. That's not a hard fix. That's not a hard fix at all. So, Halle Berry, I know you are in the UK as far as I understand. So what they can do is the results can be sent for us, and we could set up a consultation, whether the person is in the hospital, so maybe a family member or somebody, and we could work there with that, where that is concerned. So, Halle Berry, you can give us a call or message us on 1-868 373-2388. And Halle says we had to pay for her to get a B12. Yeah, a B12 injection is going to be the emergency response for that. But the thing is, if it's something that is happening consistently, then they need to watch themselves. Maybe they have a problem with a bleeding disorder, they have some bone marrow issue or something like that that needs to be addressed. Okay, so that telephone number again, overseas, 1-868 373-2388. 1-868-373-2388. You have been listening to Dr. Jason Batson, the Senior Medical Director at Batson and Associates, where we support your health naturally. So take advantage of what we mentioned. We have our engine promotion, all you mechanics, ladies who listening here, who you have your husbands and your brothers and your sons and they're very hardened. You come and get the product and give it to them because they need to take better care of themselves. Too many persons in agriculture and auto mechanics and these people succumbing to cancer. Too many hairdressers, these women, nail techs. You can't be doing filing nail whole day and you're inhaling nail filings and you don't expect to get sick. That's going to go through your respiratory system and puncture your lungs and cause infection and all sorts of problems. All right. So as the people say, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Those telephone numbers again for Batson and Associates for the Shogunas office. You can get us on 222-8261. That's 222-8261, as well as 314-9975. That's 314-9975. Debe is the corner of Ramsamud Trace and the SS Erie Main Road. Keep in mind that I will be doing those open clinic days. We would be doing those open clinic days in Shogunas, and the open clinic days for Shogunas would be the 27th, the 28th, and the 29th. That's next week, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And the week subsequent to that, which is April 3rd, 4th, and the 5th. And Debe is going to be from the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May. So pay attention to those. As we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. If you think education is expensive, try ignorance. Of course, we're going to have our next live. We're going to have a live on Sunday morning from 9. So that's something you could also tune into. DJ Mamu, sir, it is always a pleasure to be in your esteemed company. And to the listeners of DJ Mamu Radio TT.com, thank you so very much for allowing me into your household. And may God continue to bless you and your family. Good health to you. Until next week, please, God. Take care.
Thank you very much, Dr. Jason Batson. We ended up on a very nice note about fasting, which is very interesting. And it's also about health. Thanks again. I wish you all the best until next week, Thursday at 2:05 or 2:15.
It is going to be, it depends on we will try our utmost. I think one of the things we're going to have to do, if we could go to 3:15 permanently, that's going to be better simply because of how Thursday falls and because we have that next program, how things could sort of happen then. So at least we have a 15-minute window to ensure that we get everything done. I'll greatly appreciate that.
Change the promote to 15 to 3:15. So
thank you so very much.
That for the while, yeah?
Yes, sir. Thank you again.
Thank you again. All the best to you. Until we meet again next week, Thursday.
Yes,
listening to Dr. Jason Batson on DJ Mamu Radio TT.com. Today's program, Support Your Health Naturally. It's aired weekly from 2:15 to 3:15 on DJ Mamu Radio TT.com on a Thursday. Stay tuned. We have more music coming our way. Our Muslim brothers and sisters.
Good. So, with that being said, as I said, I apologize for Sunday gone. So this Sunday, God's willing, all goes well. You're going to see me, and we're going to have a very, very, very good program. We're going to check out our notifications because I believe that something is really wrong. I think that attention, yeah, something is wrong. You remember I was telling you that? Something wrong. Something is definitely wrong because our numbers that we are accustomed getting, we're not getting. And I believe is that. Okay, so we're going to have to rectify that. God bless Miss Elizabeth Nandlal, Jelenfa Valentine, Halle Berry. They said 360.8 was the result. Now, that's too late. That's too, it means that there is some sort of inflammation in the blood, in the bone marrow, but that could be corrected. Honeybay, my dear, always a pleasure. Mr. Sundar Harilal, I look forward to meeting you and further assisting the young lady. And to all our listeners, God's blessed. And remember, as we always say at Batson and Associates, if you think health is expensive, try sickness. So those of you who may have family members who, I want to see Dr. Batson, I'm not getting to see Dr. Batson, I'm not getting an appointment, take advantage of next week, Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, as well as the following Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday of that week. And Debe is going to be the 1st, the 2nd, and the 3rd of May. I would most likely do the next week as well in Debe, but we're going to confirm that and we're going to keep reminding you as time goes on. Remember, we have our package, our engine promotion. We have our not diabetic, my apologies, our pensioner special. We also have our comprehensive package, where you get the 4-in-1. Very good value for your money. It gives you an in-depth look, or gives us rather an in-depth look of your biological terrain, which is you're going to hear I'm using that terminology a lot. Biological terrain, biological terrain. Do some research and see what we're really speaking about. If your biological terrain is not healthy, you are going to be in some problems. All right? We all want to be healthy. We all want to look good. We all want to feel good. Well, at least I want to. Good? So, Ms. Grace Williams says, good afternoon, Dr. Batson Associates. Excellent information and products that works wonders. The costs are high, but you get what you pay for. Amen. You get what you pay for. Value for money. As my good friend Shakil always says, money is what you pay. Value is what you get. Exactly so. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you guys on Sunday, please God. Sunday at 9 a.m. We'll be joined on our radio station, which is Sky 99.5. We have a very interesting program for you guys. Take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of your day.